Last night didn't go well at all. I'm told him I'm done being fooled by him and that I want to postpone the wedding.
You know the drama is never ending. Don't let it get the best of you.
Hello, you little Jezebels.
I don't know if we're allowed to say that word.
Why, Harry Styles?
Oh,
says
Harry
it in his
Styles says
song.
it, you Jezzy.
Little free
Jezebel.
We've just learned
look,
what the word Jezebel
Right,
means.
so the past few days, I had some information bestowed upon me that the word that Jezebel is like with a Z, I think.
Oh.
I think.
Because this is what happened. Cinzia came into the studio this morning and said, do you know what the word Jezebel means?
We went, a princess.
And I said, is it a word for like a princess? Because Jezebel, it sounds like Jessica Isabel, Jezebel.
Well, it sounds
like a
like-
beautiful little girl's name. I thought Princess Jezebel, like
Well, it means promiscuous woman.
promiscuous
Promiscuous
girl. And then we were like, holy shit, little freak Jezebel, Harry Styles.
So he was like, you little freaky,
Yeah, so Harry Styles is saying
promiscuous-
it.
Yeah, we can say it.
Yeah.
And then the abbreviation of that is Jezzy.
Don't like that.
No, but that's just, it's the abbreviation of any, Coca-Cola and Coke. It's just been
course.
shortened down.
Of course. I like Jezebel.
Same.
It's a word that
I like
sounds
Jezebel.
like not knowing its meaning beforehand. I assumed princess,
Well,
fairy.
it's in the Oxford Dictionary. Let me actually just get up the...
Let's get the official.
It sounds like Rapunzel to me.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's like those words that if you take
Jezebel.
away the meaning, they actually could sound quite beautiful.
It's Jezebel. That was it. It's because I said I've got a cousin called Jezebel.
It's very close.
Right? Jezebel.
There's not much difference there.
Yeah. So an immoral woman.
Immoral woman. Biblical.
Yeah. From the times of yore.
From the times of yore. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. An immoral woman who deceives people.
Jezebels.
Yeah.
Sound like cool cats to me.
Yeah. Maybe we're a little jazzy. I don't like it.
I don't know.
No, maybe we yeah.
Jezebel.
Old-fashioned disapproving.
Okay. Well, happy Wednesday, guys.
Yes.
Sorry if that threw you off.
No, so what? And then also what we got onto was, when you're missing,
You're not realising
you're
what
not
you're
realizing
singing.
what you're saying. Like when we were younger, what were we singing? We're probably singing "Promiscuous Girl." You're teasing me.
You know what I want, and I got what you need.
I mean, our favourite one is "Let me take a ride on your disco
Go
stick."
stick. Let's have some fun. This beat is sick. I want to take a ride on your disco stick.
We were definitely singing that.
Yeah, we definitely were. Let's
have
play a
some-
love game. Play a love game.
Play a love game.
Mom, play disco stick. Lady Gaga.
Disco stick, and we now know the disco stick means penis.
Yeah.
I want to take a ride
on your disco stick. Happy disco sticking then,
Yes,
guys.
absolutely. I wonder if the term disco stick is in the dictionary.
In the Webster's Oxford Dictionary.
Just quickly, I'll just check just to settle our curiosity. Disco stick meaning. Why disco? 'Cause
Party
it's a
time.
Party time. Disco stick meaning. A disco stick is colourful euphemism for penis.
Euphemism. Good. That's a nice word to say.
Yes,
Euphemism.
from the 2008 Love Game song by the equally colourful Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
so-
Cinzia's doppelganger.
Yes. So she coined the term.
Oh, good for Lady.
Yeah. Hiya. What kind of games do you like to play?
Paparazzi.
A love game. I want to take a ride on your disco
disco
stick. Disco stick.
Love it.
Yeah, literally, she created the word. Wow.
Good for Lady Gaga, hey?
Yeah.
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
So happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome back. How are we
Absolutely.
feeling?
Feeling
Good, bright,
fantastic.
jolly,
Feeling bright, feeling
optimistic.
One thing that's made us very happy is seeing the
Cherry
the
blossom.
trees starting to bloom. you know,
And blossom. Because what we really hate is
twiggy.
twig. We don't like twig season.
Well, because think, even like when it's like Christmas time, that it's leafy greens on the trees and it's lovely to look at.
True.
But now it's twiggy, but it's finally cherry blossom season.
Thank God for that. The trees are coming back to life.
Q1 is almost to an end.
Q1. Fucking hell.
That's what they say in business terms.
Q1. We don't speak like that round here. Okay, question of the week. It took us a while to word this one, we'll be honest. It took us a while to get our thoughts
It
onto
did,
paper.
because we were trying to say, like, what was the moment when... It was
crush. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it was hard. Like,
Anyway,
with
we
your
settled on
inhibitions.
this, so hopefully you guys understand. We
Yeah.
said, tell us a time when having a crush made you lose all logic.
Yeah, meaning, so when have you done something wild, out of pocket for a crush?
For a crush.
That
in hindsight,
wasn't
you've
even
thought,
worth it.
wow, I was acting wild. Stalking his mum's Facebook and knowing his school timetable. Stalked his entire family tree.
I mean, stalking, that's just a classic.
Yeah, I'm just getting a bit of background info.
Yeah, we need
I
to
started
know.
playing golf in the same vicinity as him.
Okay, yeah.
I chased him whilst drunk in a nun outfit, bawling my eyes out.
Okay, nice.
Dumped my boyfriend out of 6 years to be with my crush, but we've actually been together for 2 years now.
Oh,
Wow, so that worked out well.
wow, okay.
I used to drive a 2-hour round trip just to hang out with him for 30 minutes.
Oh,
That's giving David and Victoria.
As long as he's doing it in return.
Yeah.
Right? As long as he's not never coming to you.
I told him he could cheat on me when we went on holiday, so he didn't split up with me. He did. Oh. I would wake up at 5 a.m. to full glam before work to impress him. Oh, we've all been there.
Well,
Crossed the road to walk by his car and he nearly hit me.
It's like a bridesmaid when she wakes up and she goes and puts on her lip
Yeah. Oh
gloss.
my
and-
God, I just woke up.
Oh.
Oh my God, I
Just
just woke
sleeping
up.
like this, like a damsel in distress.
And then she goes,
Yeah. Push your tits pushed up to your neck.
pushed up to your collarbones.
Oh.
I was having a bad dream. It scared me. I learnt his routine. I knew when he would start and finish work, where he would walk his dogs, etc.
Where he would walk. If you actually deep that,
That's
you
like-
know, if like a man fancied me, and he knew where this was.
Where you go to your
He knew
workout
what
class.
Yeah,
What time you usually leave the house?
that's if you actually put it like that, it's kind of concerning.
In lockdown, we would go and meet in a bus shelter and sit there for hours in the cold.
Oh,
at least
that's
you're not sat there alone. That's romance.
That's romance.
Told him a made-up birthday so our star signs would be compatible. Made my sister pretend to hack my phone to send him a message just so I could say sorry.
Oh, that wasn't me. That was my sister.
Yes, so just to get back in touch.
How have you been
Hack their way back
anyway?
into your life.
How have you been anyway?
I tried bringing him back into my life with TikTok witchcraft love spells.
Have you seen the little shrines you can make? So you just print. All you got to do is print out a picture of their face,
Right, okay.
attach them to a body, like little
Doll?
thing. You know, like what are they?
Voodoo?
Voodoo dolls. Attach it-
Dangerous stuff.
Have you ever seen the film? What's that film where they eat the star's heart?
Beg your pardon?
The film where they eat the star's heart
The Star?
in order to stay young. That you guys know what I'm on about. That film. I watched it over Christmas.
When you say the stars-
Stardust.
The Star's Heart. What do you mean
Quite
the
literally.
Star's Heart?
Have you never watched Stardust? So that's it's come to me. So in this,
It's
you'll
getting
love this.
tangled when she
You'll love
brushes
this
her hair
because
to
this
keep her
is
young.
ghouls and this is
Fantasy.
fantasy. So basically, if there's a star that crashes into the earth,
Oh, a star in the sky.
a star in the sky, you can. If you eat its heart, not literally, it's like a glowing thing, but it means its
orb.
heart. When the star crashes into Earth, the star is in human form. So it's a lady. She's the star. She's like, where am I?
Oh.
She needs to go back home. She's crashed.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. But then there's scary witches who are like, oh, there's been a
fallen star.
a fallen star. And if we eat the heart, they get young again and beautiful.
Sounds quite appealing.
It's a really great film. Have you never seen Stardust?
No, I mean, like, if there was
as
something
in
that could keep you
same.
young forever.
Oh, I would definitely be after the star.
I would be after the star too.
And then it's these 3 witches. And then they send out one of the witches to go and get the star's heart. So she eats the last bit of the last star that they've had so that she's young and can go out into the world. But really, they're these old haggard. And then every time she uses magic,
It's aging
she
her.
gets aged. She ages again and then again. But so
shrivels up.
So she really needs the star. So what was the point of all this?
Witchcraft love spells.
There we go. Yes, so there's a scene in that. Sorry, the whole point was that there's a scene in that film where she uses a voodoo doll and she's like cracks his muscles, his bones. It's like,
Wow, these witches.
yeah. So if you want to do a TikTok love spell, print out their face, put it on a little doll, make a little shrine, put some crystals round him, light it nicely. Ooh, maybe some incense. Ooh,
Maybe on a full moon.
yes. Ah, get the energy from the moon. Shoot it into the doll. We could go, really charge yourself up from the moon.
Yeah. Feel the vibrations.
And then if you just like worship the shrine, it
He'll be in love.
Yeah, you love me.
You will fall in love with me. You will
You
fall
will
in love
fall
with
in
me.
love with me. And if you, there's probably some good songs you can songs you can
I
play
feel like it needs
from
to be
YouTube.
a chant, you know?
Yeah.
It needs to be
Love me.
Right, a couple more Delulu things we've done when we've had a
Yeah.
crush on people. I gave him 15 missed calls within an hour. Wow. Booked a golf lesson at the place where I knew he worked. Yeah, sounds
That's
pretty good. It's
cute.
giving Sharpay and Troy Bolton, to be honest.
It so is.
Creating a snap story that only he would see, posting who's on to try and get a text.
Who's on right now?
Made a fake account on Depop because he blocked me and everything else.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
okay.
Depop is good form of communication.
The boy didn't like my Fiat 500, so I sold it and got an Audi A1. That was my old car.
I
It was a brilliant car.
the Fiat is a brilliant
Yeah,
form
the
of
Fiat's a cute car
transport.
too.
So like, what a hater. Fiats have been around for years.
They're a classic.
Fiat 500 on the southern hills of Tuscany.
This girl seems to be on the crystal energy. She said, I put a crystal in my pillow when he came round.
No, seriously, charge
Capture
it up.
his energy.
Charge it up.
Charging it with that masculine
Charge
energy.
it up. Charge it up. Love that. Yeah, we need to get into that. And then while we're at it with the full moon, we can charge our arseholes up.
Sorry, what did you just say?
You know, like when the people who sun their arseholes.
Oh, right.
We could moon,
Charge them.
We could moon it. I'm sure that would give you some incredible power if we mooned our Vazoon. As
God,
we
you
were
better
manifesting.
You need to close your curtains at night. Because you've got a lot of neighbours and they're going to see you do some weird shit. Have you seen that
No, I
girl that
bet
lives upstairs? She's
I
always
bet
in front
you.
of the window spreading her legs.
Seems to be, yeah. Some witchcraft going on. I bet you that's a thing.
You can just see the light pulsing from outside.
The glass
going on?
shatters. Too much power. I bet,
The
like,
street lights flickering.
and then all the power goes up. But
Oh no, it's the witch
we're
upstairs.
going. No, but I bet you that's the thing. Can I just quickly Google that? I
Yeah,
bet
go
you that's
on.
the
One
thing.
more. We've all done crazy things for our crushes. People are saying just driving for hours and hours, considering moving across the world to be closer to them.
Yeah.
Just taking them back after they're accusing them of all sorts. I made up a song about him.
A song.
Nice, romantic.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's just all I'm getting is stuff
I started
about
to
the
dress
moon
like
cup.
him so he would notice me.
Aww.
She was a skater boy.
Mooning.
I did my 10K in loops of 10 1Ks around his house, hoping that he would see me.
Why does she keep going back? Oh, mooning does not mean something called pussy mooning. I'm not sure what I don't think it's what
You've got an interesting Google history.
I don't think it's what we're
Imagining.
imagining. I think it's something much more graphic than that.
Okay.
I don't want to click on images.
Yeah. Okay.
But I bet you that's the thing. I bet you.
We could always make it a thing if not.
I think that's good. Got to come with some health benefits.
Okay, very girl talk energy to start off. This is a pickle for sure.
This is
I'm not sure how you're going to manage this one. How do we uninvite our friend from her own birthday trip?
Why is the phrase? Why is it a pickle? Like who invented it? Because a pickle's a pickle.
We love pickles.
Yeah. So it's a little
A
pickle.
bit of a pickle
Yeah,
here.
it's funny.
Bonjour, girls. Long time silent listeners here. We are currently, just
Listeners,
imagine
plurals.
this. We are currently writing in front of the Eiffel Tower in Paris. Wow.
We love Ratatouille.
For context, we are all uni best friends, aged 24 to 27, all living separately with our respective Brians in different cities.
Oh, congratulations.
Except for a newly single friend. Let's call her Sarah.
Sarah.
Sarah has just left Paris to get her plane home. We came to Paris for a wholesome weekend away for 2 of the girls' birthdays.
Nice.
This Sarah is known for being crazy, loves to get absolutely smashed on nights out. We did used to be like this at uni, but we've all matured and now we just preferred, some drinks, a bit of wine with our food.
Nice dinner.
And we're getting into bed in our PJs and watching a
Yeah.
film. On the first night of this trip, we went to a fancy restaurant where Sarah got noise complaints for shouting, which was so awkward. On the second night, all hell broke loose. We had an amazing day of sightseeing and being silly around Paris. We had a boozy afternoon. But Sarah was downing the Whispering Angel. Okay, so Sarah's kind of like, she's
Sarah's-
upping the ante at each dinner.
You guys are kind of on that, like, we're a bit more older now. We're not really on that drinky drink.
We'll have a couple bottles of wine.
We'll have a glass of wine.
Whereas
with
Sarah
lunch,
wants to have some shots and
but-
take things up a notch.
But she's like blacking out.
She was determined to go out every night, but we all wanted to go home. Okay, yeah, she's just on a different vibe to
Yeah,
you
she's
guys.
on a different vibe.
So we headed back to the Airbnb. When we got back, she ordered some food, despite screaming across the restaurant earlier that since she was born, her moral compass could never let her eat meat. She took herself
Same.
off to bed whilst the other 5 of us messed around in one of our rooms, chatting rubbish, FaceTiming our boyfriends, etc.
Yeah.
At 2:30, when we decided it was time for bed, one of the girls returned to Sarah's room as they were sharing to be met with what can only be described as a scene of mass destruction. Okay. She was laying in her own sick. This sounds a bit extreme.
No, we've all been there.
Two of the group are nurses and never seen anything like it in their whole nursing careers. Obviously, we couldn't leave her like that. So, breathing through our mouths, we cleaned up the sick as best we could.
Breathing for our mouths.
When we moved her into recovery position, she
Recovery.
kept being sick all over herself and was unresponsive.
Well-
This went on till about 4 a.m. when we seriously had to consider calling an ambulance. Everyone else was stone cold sober by this point. Unfortunately, this wasn't the first time this has happened.
But how did she manage to drink so much more to the point where she was
just
throwing
going
up
for it, I
every? She
think.
was just
The next day, she apologized to one of the group and then tried to blame one of the other girls for the whole situation because she gave her a limoncello shot she didn't want.
a one shot,
One.
a limoncello. Okay,
We had to tell her to clean the bedding since she was the one, she was just going to leave it.
yes, you're sick.
She left a bag of sick on the floor, had to be told to put it in the bin. Okay, so she sounds like she's just in an era right now that you guys aren't
yeah,
in.
and this is the one rule is if it's you're sick,
You got to clean it up.
the next day you've got to put them in the wash.
On the final evening, we went on a bougie dinner river cruise and she was on her phone the whole time, messaging boys, taking selfies. One of the girls had to tell her to put her phone away because it was so rude whilst we were chatting and having a nice dinner. She even had the cheek to tell one of the other girls to be quiet. We got home, she
Shush.
went straight to bed and refused to clean her duvet that was still covered in vomit.
Wait, so she got back in the bed.
So now for the dilemma.
Okay.
We have all okay, so that was a bit of background about the nature of
So you guys
the
are
dynamic of this group.
So it sounds like she's you love
Sounds
her,
like
but
you all used to be party girls in your uni days, doing what you do best. And now all of you are in serious relationships, living with your partners, and she is newly single. So you're just on different wavelengths right now.
and her energy is just a bit too unpredictable. Do you know what I
For
mean?
what you guys are now on.
You know, for this wholesome Paris vibe, you know, you didn't anticipate shoveling sick.
yeah. After your bougie dinners.
Yeah.
So the problem is we have all agreed to go to Ibiza in the summer, and Sarah begged us for it to be over her birthday, to make it a birthday trip.
Okay.
We are so scared how crazy she will be in Ibiza, given she did this after a relaxed meal and drinks in Paris.
Yeah.
And after all the stress she has caused the group on this holiday,
Yeah.
none of us want to go through it again. Right, I get it.
I get
Because
it.
it's like, it's not really fun and games because you're actually getting a bit stressed. You're worried about her. You kind of feel like you're babysitting her.
Yeah.
Like you're kind of anxious if she's shouting in this restaurant and being told to be quiet, and you're looking at other people like, oh my
Well,
God,
it's
please,
just-
Sarah,
yeah, and
please, not tonight.
And it's like, we're paying a lot of money. This is you know, this is my summer holiday. I want to relax.
I don't want to be having to
be worried
your
about
babysitter.
Yeah, and having to save you and put you in recovery position 5 nights a week.
But I don't want you like starting fights with people, falling out with people. Then what am I
No,
doing?
I know. It's like it's fine once in a while. Like,
Yeah,
if it happens,
everyone's
you know,
entitled.
it happens to all of us. But if it's consistent, then yeah, I understand that it's gonna piss you off.
We are so scared how crazy she will be. Yeah. Last summer, she wasn't single, and we think she will be even more feral this year. You know, bringing boys back to the flat, etc.,
Yes.
etc.
Yeah.
No one wants to share a room with her for these reasons.
For the sick
All
note,
of us
but
girls
yeah.
still want a lush Ibiza trip, but no one wants to go with her and have to babysit. It's difficult to speak to her and confront her as she always cries and brings up her mental health. We want to distance ourselves from her, not cut her out of our lives completely, but keep her at arm's length to avoid some drama. Help us. How do we uninvite her from her own birthday trip? This is the group of gals in Paris.
Oh, let me see them, please.
Sarah's the one in the red circle.
Can I see up close, please?
You all look like a cute group of friends to me.
Yeah, gorgeous friendship. I mean, look at that
Yeah,
shot.
I know, look at that pic.
Oh, so you guys wrote this on said
On the
trip.
trip. Yeah, they're in front of the Eiffel Tower, obviously having a bit of a picnic. And Sarah's gone home. She's got her flight.
Oh, of course. Sarah's gone home. Okay. I think we're all adults.
We're all adults completely.
I think because also, if this was Sophia's behaviour, I'd be more so concerned, like for concerned for like your health, and just like like we need to.
I sympathise with party girl Sarah.
It's me too.
Because I feel like, you know, she's newly single.
The only single one, also.
The only single one in the group, newly single at that. And
She's trying to find her feet in the singleness.
She's wanting her friends to like go out and get drunk and woohoo, we're in Paris, let's go meet some guys, blah, 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 blah. Whereas you guys, you're all wanting to get in bed and FaceTime your boyfriends at home. So I appreciate that like you are just on different vibes right now. And that's maybe why Sarah's actions feel even more extreme. Because no one else in the group is on that same kind of energy.
I mean, you were still throwing back a few limoncellos.
Yeah, bit of drinking
You know, it's not like you were
drinks.
like sober nights.
Yeah,
You
no
know,
alcohol.
Girls, let's get the mocktail. Yeah,
Yeah.
Coke Zeros for us. 4 Coke Zeros, please.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
totally fine if you want to do that
Oh,
too.
but that's all
That's
we
us
do.
all over.
But yeah, so, and I feel like maybe the last time she was single, she was remembering, you know, the nights that we had, and it was like, oh my God, that
Crazy.
funny night where we went to meet those boys.
How did we get there? That was so crazy.
Yeah, and
Crazy
it's like-
single stories.
Yeah, and it's fun.
yeah.
And it's like you kind of you know, you want that again. You're like, oh my God, okay, I'm single. Let's just have some fun, crazy
Do
nights.
some
that we're gonna
crazy memories.
tell the
We're in
kids, right?
Paris. Yeah.
Yeah, but obviously because you guys aren't on that, she's desperately trying to like get you guys on it. You know when
Come
you know when
on.
you so badly want someone to like be on the same vibe. Isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, and
Trying to tempt them in.
yeah, temptress.
Yeah, but they're just not.
and they're just not. It's like
Yeah.
you know,
I
Okay.
do think you're going to have a tough job uninviting her from her own birthday
Yeah.
extravaganza.
but then it's like I don't want you guys to go on this holiday, feel on edge, worried about her having to think about what she's doing. You know, every dinner you go to, you're going to be, every beach club, you know, you're going to be like, let's
Well,
keep
yeah,
an eye.
because you guys are all taking time off work. You've all saved up for this. You're all spending a lot of money on this.
Ibiza's
and
expensive.
you want to go into it like, woohoo, going to be so good, blow off some steam. You don't want to go into it with any sort of anxiety about certain people.
No, I think an intervention.
Why
would be like, because
you...
sometimes interventions are needed, right? I feel like this warrants an intervention.
And sometimes I think in a group setting, it is better for the person who's closest to her in the group to have a one-on-one intervention. I don't think the group needs to have a sit-down talk with Sarah at the other end of the table. I think it needs to be
then
a
it feels
one-on-one.
3 versus 1, and that's...
Yeah, I think it needs to be a one-on-one thing where... And maybe you just sort of go with like, you know, Paris, you know, oh, such a good time. But, you know, those things that happened, X, Y, and Z. And maybe just say, look, some of the girls, you know, we're a bit worried about Ibiza now because we sort of feel like we have to be responsible for you and we have to look after you. And, you know, we appreciate you want to blow off steam but we all do. And we can't, you know, let loose and blow off steam when we have to kind of feel like we're looking after you.
Yeah,
like,
we've got to keep an eye on...
You're a bit of a liability every single night. And I appreciate everyone has their times, but every single night, and we're all just a bit worried now about Ibiza. And maybe just start there and see what she says.
And maybe it's okay, and just being like, look, you know, we obviously want to go on this girls' trip with all of us. You know, if you can know your limits, because you know it's about learning your limits. Like I remember when I go out years ago and I didn't know my limits.
No, you don't when you're young.
Yeah,
you have to
I
find
guess,
the limits.
Yes. Then the limits change.
The limits change.
You know, especially after COVID, the limits.
The limits
change.
change.
I don't think I know my current limits. Okay.
You need to constantly update your limits.
You do, like, because my limits back in the day used to be
sky fucking high.
I used to be able to have a whole bottle of wine and be right, I'm sober as fuck.
Bottle of vodka each. Tesco's, £8.
Acid.
Bottle each.
Acid.
That was our pre.
Yeah, so like,
Right, let's down this vodka and then we'll go.
What? Just sip it. Just sip it. Just sip it. We've got to go.
We built up a tolerance. When we were, in our glory days. My tolerance is on the floor these days, but our tolerance used to be so fucking high.
I love one Aperol Spritz. Be dizzy.
I'm loosey-goosey.
Oh, so what are we doing tonight then, ladies?
Where are we going tonight?
That's why I can't, like, if I was to drink in the sun, like on holiday, one Aperol Spritz, I swear.
You do have to know your limits.
Right, so, Sarah. Let's learn your limits,
because you don't fucking know them.
And please respect us as your friends. Like,
right.
like keep within your limits.
That's what it's about.
Because it's like, if you're if that was me, I'd be, you know, I don't want to be taking the piss with my mates and having to force you to take care of me and like literally save my life. And
everyone does it once in a while.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
Once a year.
Every single night of a girl's holiday, it's like, oh my God, really?
On the girls' holiday, every night there's going to be someone who's a bit more drunker than the rest.
Yeah, always.
And that's fine. And someone who's a bit more sober. But if it's consistently Sarah and it's consistently, you know, extreme and that like burden, then it has to, so a gentle intervention is what we call it.
Yeah.
With the person who's closest to her. Yeah. And literally express like, we're not sure if we, like, it's that serious for us that we're not sure if we even want to go
on this trip
unless you can learn
because we're worried
about you and we don't want that stress
Yeah.
on our holiday. Do you understand that, Sarah? We need to learn your limits.
See how that goes.
And then we can have a limit testing night out, which is always fun.
Yeah, let's see how she does tonight. Little experiment.
Yeah, it's like, okay, how you
because it is hard work. I mean, I remember we used to have the friend who was always the one that needed to be looked after. And eventually we just started going out without them in secret. Because it was like,
but then eventually,
and it'd be like, God, we're so free tonight. We haven't got to look after them. It is like you're babysitting.
It is.
It's like, God, thank God, we can just be wild and free tonight because we're not looking after them.
Well, because
it is draining every night out having to look after the same person.
They were our responsibility.
They were our responsibility.
You felt responsible for
getting them home,
holding them physically up. getting them up the stairs,
Off the floor.
get off the floor.
Apologising to everyone because they were pissing people off.
Apologize to the bouncers. I'm going to be coming back in, sir. Is that all
can
right?
am I allowed to come
Please,
back in?
sir, please, sir, me. I'm fine. I'm sober. Look at me. I'm taking care of my here, dear friend. Okay.
Yeah.
Getting them in the taxi, or physically escorting them home, or making sure there's
getting
someone
cash out for them.
getting cash, making sure there's
and
someone.
on holiday, you can't do that. You can't send them in a cab on their own.
No, making sure someone's there to receive them.
Yeah.
Is there, is their dad there? Is their mother there? Going to be there?
Yeah.
Tracking
It's
them.
hard work.
It is, and then you're like, it's not something you want to be, especially on holiday in a foreign land.
Every night.
It's
or
not pounds,
even during the
it's
day.
euros.
Yeah.
Where
do we get a
also,
cab from?
I know Ibiza has this huge cab issue. There's no taxis.
No taxis anywhere. It's a fucking nightmare.
There's no taxis in Ibiza. You got to wait hours. I've heard about that. The
We
queues.
experienced it.
We experienced it, but also I've heard after
The
Ocean,
clubs, yeah.
people are waiting hours and hours just to get
Back
to their hotel after Ocean Beach.
Crazy.
I mean, we were stranded in Ibiza for over an hour at a
We
pizza
were.
restaurant in the hills. And were we crying?
Almost.
No, we were almost crying. Your
It was so
phones
late.
were dying, and
We were stranded.
we were stranded at a pizza
And
restaurant.
someone else took our cab. Anyway.
Have
Have a little intervention.
I think so.
And see how it goes.
and just approach with kindness and just let her know it's a grave concern for you. We want to have fun, but we all want to know our limits within the fun.
And the good thing is you've got time. Do it now before it gets to this holiday being in 2 weeks' time. Because I'm imagining it's June, July.
Yeah.
You've got time
And she needs to understand the severity of how you guys are feeling. Sarah here. Girl code or do the right thing. Is girl code not the right thing?
Not always.
Not always. Absolutely.
Well, who's
Sometimes-
asking?
Right. Who's asking? Girls. I love the pod. I've been a religious listener for about 6 months now.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you for being aboard the TGB train.
Aboard the TGB ship.
And don't know what I'd do without it. Wow.
Thank you.
Well, we appreciate your reliance.
Lovely words.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm in the middle of a very sticky situation, and I really need your guys' help to help figure this out. And what the fuck do I do?
This does sound complicated.
Right, everyone. Eyes and ears. Alert.
Attention.
Pens and pencils down. What do they do? Sorry.
Eyes forward, please. Audio people won't be able to see what you're doing.
Sorry. Do I have everyone's
She's
attention?
counting down.
What they do in school. Eyes and ears. Cute. Okay, so I have two best friends. Let's call them, Sarah and Jill. This is Susan writing.
Sarah and Jill.
Both 23. Thank you for that, Susan. I've known Sarah for about 10 years. And we've been best friends for all that time. Best friends for 10 years.
That's big.
We see each other all the time, and I couldn't imagine my life without Sarah. A few years ago, Sarah and I both got into a relationship around the same time with a pair of friends.
Cute.
Aha, cute. It's good in the beginning.
It's good until it's not.
Let's call them Brian and Mike. Mr. Magic Mike.
Okay, Magic Mike's in the building today.
Let's call them Brian and Mike. Sarah and Brian were together for about 2 years. And that whole time, those two, me and Mike, would go on double dates, spend loads of time together as a foursome.
Cute.
However, they broke up pretty suddenly about 2 years ago, but have remained civilish friends whenever they do see each other. Okay, which isn't often anymore. Sarah was completely heartbroken after their breakup, but she soon picked herself up again.
Good for
So
Sarah.
Sarah was with Mike for 2 years. They've broken up and it's been 2 years since.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming...
Brian instigated the breakup because Sarah was heartbroken.
Mike.
Brian. Susan's with Mike, is she not?
Yeah, Susan... No. Sarah's with Mike. Sarah was with Mike for 2 years. This is Susan writing.
Okay.
I'm assuming Susan's with Brian. I don't know what Jill's up to. Jill's just yet. So, just to reiterate, everyone, Sarah and Mike were together.
You just said Sarah.
Yeah, this is Sarah.
Yeah. But I just said Sarah and Mike. You said, no, Sarah and Brian.
Did I?
Yes. You said Susan is with Brian. I said, I thought Susan was with
No,
Mike.
Susan's with Brian. Susan is with Brian. Sarah is with Mike.
Okay.
What am I saying?
I don't know what I'm saying. Just read it. Too many names.
Sarah's with Mike. They've just
Got
broken
you.
up for 2 years, but then remain civil. Susan's writing in. Okay. Sarah soon picked herself up again.
Good for Sarah.
Since then, Brian began seeing a new girl.
Sarah is with Brian.
I'm going to read it all again. Right, let's just really quickly. Sarah and Brian were together for about 2 years.
We know.
I didn't bloody know. Also, I'm reading it. Sarah and Brian were together for about 2 years, and that whole time, those two, me and Mike,
Yes.
Susan and Mike. So to reiterate,
No, stop reiterating,
it's
please.
Sarah and Brian
Yes.
and Susan and Mike.
Mike.
Oh, am I so bad? Sorry about the confusion, you guys.
God.
Since then, Brian began seeing a new girl. Okay. And because Mike and Brian are best friends, we began hanging out with Mike and his new girlfriend.
Jill.
Yes. Yes, Jill.
Okay.
They have been together for about 1.5 years now, and I've become really close to Jill and now consider her one of my best friends.
Oh, you little traitor.
Poor Sarah.
You're not a traitor.
No,
I'm
you're
sorry,
not. These
but like,
thi-
oh yeah,
it's just
that's difficult.
You know, Sarah can't control. It's part of life. Sarah has never seemed bothered by the fact that I became good friends with Jill.
Mature, respectful queens. We
Absolutely,
love that.
thankfully. Because she understood that Mike and Brian were best friends, so it was inevitable that we would become friends too.
Yeah.
She can't control
Yeah.
these things. It's part of life. However, Sarah and I were on a night out just over a month ago, and we actually bumped into Brian. It was awkward for the two of them at first, but after we'd all caught up and had a laugh with some mutual friends, things began to relax. We continued our nights.
Nice. Okay.
Good, exes being civil. I mean, Jill mustn't have felt good about that,
But that's Jill's problem
but that's Jill's problem.
for now.
Right, after that night, I noticed that Sarah was being sketchy about showing me things on her phone, which was really unusual of her, as we both seen some weird shit on each other's phones and never batted an eyelid.
Friends for 10 years.
Yes, you're thinking, what are you hiding, babes?
Yeah, you're being a bit weird.
Yeah, after that night out, you've been a bit... Eventually, I saw that Brian's name came up on her phone.
The plot thickens.
And Brian's with Jill for 1.5 years. I confronted her about it straight away, and she immediately cracked and told me that they had met up a few times since the night out and had actually been sleeping together for a little while.
Wow.
Wow. I mean, I'm happy for Sarah.
She's got
Not
a man
happy
back.
for Jill. But then has she really got a man back? He's got a whole girlfriend.
Don't know.
She made me promise not to tell Mike, and especially not to tell Jill. And said that if I did, she would never speak to me again. But Jill's now one of your best friends.
Right. This is
And like
tricky.
and Brian needs to realise, break up with Jill.
what's going on here?
Break up with Jill. I was shocked. What's worse is that Jill has even asked me before if I thought he would ever cheat on her. And I told her no, because I thought he was madly in love with her.
Oh.
On one hand, I understood why she would want to see him again after they'd been together for so long. She was so heartbroken after they broke up. But on the other hand, Jill had become one of my closest friends, and I feel sick thinking that I knew something that would crush her.
Fuck.
So it's like, I'm breaking Jill's heart by not,
But it's like, I'm sure the four of you are probably going out for dinner at the weekend together. And then you're sat there thinking like, oh my God, I feel like I'm lying to you because I've found out this information. I know your boyfriend's cheating on you. We're really close. We're going to the toilet together, having a bit of a gossip, sharing lip liner. And then and it's just like, oh, it puts you in a really awkward position.
But also then it's crazy that Brian can sit there and hang out with you all, be kissing upon Jill, you know,
and he's cheating on her.
And you're telling me Mike doesn't know. So now
Does Mike know?
So now I'm thinking, does my own bloody boyfriend know? But he's not even fucking telling me. You know,
could
and
do.
this is your two's dirty little secret, you know, and it's like
He could do.
you know, and now you're thinking, now this is going to seep into my relationship.
Because I'm now doubting if my boyfriend knows that I know that he knows.
Yeah, so it's unfair for you to say, don't tell a soul, when it's like, no, actually, we need to like put some wrongs right here.
Well, Sarah's kind of thinking, she's justifying it by being like, well, it was my boyfriend first. We were together for 2 years.
I know, but Brian is so in the wrong here.
And Sarah obviously can't resist. Brian obviously broke up with Sarah because Sarah was so heartbroken.
Yes.
Then he's come back in, and she's thinking, oh yeah, you've got your new girlfriend, but you can't resist me.
I mean, Brian is a twat.
Brian's a fucking twat,
What a twat. She's saying here, Jill really doesn't deserve this because she is really the sweetest girl in the world.
Oh, fucking hell.
So my problem is, if I tell Jill, I risk Sarah, my best friend of 10 years, being so mad at me that she won't even speak to me again, or even potentially losing her. But if I don't, I have to keep seeing Jill and Brian together, knowing what is happening behind her. But yeah, it wasn't just a one time.
No, it's an affair.
It's in effect, they are actively meeting up and sleeping together.
It wasn't even a snog in a nightclub.
No,
it was actively
SEX.
sleeping together.
Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, no.
And if she finds out some other way and finds out I knew, I'll lose Jill.
Yeah.
I'm so stuck. What the hell do I do? Please, guys, any advice would be amazing.
Oh, I'm really sorry that you're in the middle of this.
A girl currently sat in the girl's bathroom writing this email.
Oh.
Sometimes the loo, just sat on the toilet, is the best place to gather your thoughts.
It's a place to charge.
That's my favourite phone time, just sat on the toilet.
Something so calming about it.
It's so comfy. Feet up.
Yeah,
This is my favourite, just a little...
Take a load off.
just open the phone.
Relax.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, I'm disappointed that your friends put you in this position, but I guess you saw something on her phone. She then told you. She was caught out in a And then, this is just a really tough spot to be in.
And Sarah's kind of hopeful that she's going to get her man back. I think
so.
And she's kind of being like,
we can be the foursome again that we were.
But it's never going to be the same after this.
I mean, I definitely respect Sarah for not having a problem with you being busy mates with Jill. That was very mature of her because, you know, if me and Cinzia had boyfriends who were best friends, mine then broke up with me and you were then busy mates with the new girl.
Out, and it was like we'd replaced you.
I would be like, oh, I get it. I'd be like, oh, you know, I can't blame her. This is her boyfriend's best friend's new girl. You've got to be civil. But there's a difference between like being civil with double dates and cute things to also considering her a best friend. Like that.
Yeah.
That's like Sarah was very mature to be like, I respect you in your own life and your own friendships.
Sarah's really did a lot there.
Yeah. Doesn't excuse the fact that she's now cheating with the guy.
So what we're going to do is
say to Brian,
we're going to go to the source, which is Brian. This is his mess.
You
know, he's with Jill. You know, yes, Sarah's in the wrong because she knows, but also, you know, he lured Sarah. You know, Sarah's single and he allowed this to happen, right? And Sarah's got feelings that never went away. Poor Sarah's all caught up in this.
Yeah.
Sarah's probably feeling really... I mean, what a horrible feeling. You know, the guy you were in love with has been with this girl for a year and now he's sleeping with you, but he's still with her, doesn't want to break up with her.
Because you don't know what Brian's saying to Sarah. Like, oh, Jill's got nothing on you. You know, it was always you. Jill's just, you don't know what lies or truth or whatever he's feeding her. Like, I think Sarah's in a tough spot as well now.
Sarah is the class, you know, from the beginning, our question of the week.
The wildest thing, you know, Crush has made you go crazy.
Sarah is... a lot's going on, so I think we're going straight to the source, to Brian.
I think we're sending a text to Brian. Brian, we need to talk.
I think you know what it's about. Full stop.
And then you're going to call Brian, or you're going to try and meet up with him, or maybe just do it over the phone, whatever is more incognito.
Or corner him at his place of work.
And your place of work.
Or at the gym.
And you're going to say, Brian, I don't want to dilly-dally about this.
Not dilly-dallying.
I know that you've been sleeping with Sarah. It's not important how I know or how it came about, but I know that you and Sarah have been sleeping together for a couple of weeks,
And maybe
for some
say,
time.
like, Sarah, didn't offer up this information. I just found out on my own accord.
Yeah.
Sarah's not doing anything. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I don't want you to go then have a go at Sarah.
And then you need to say, like,
You need to fix this mess.
you need to fix this, or I'm going to have to do
Yeah.
something about it,
Yeah.
because I'm friends with Jill. You brought Jill into my life.
Yeah.
I've welcomed her with open arms. I now consider her a best friend.
Yeah.
Now I know that one of my best friends is being cheated on. So I can't just hold that information and stay
No.
silent. So you're going to have to do something about
Yeah.
this. You've got a classic. Give them a timeline. If you've not addressed it in 3
You've got-
days,
You've got
I'm
5
doing
days.
it.
You've got 5 working days. Because you are messing both of my best friends around. You're playing with both of their hearts. Poor
and you
Jill.
put me in the middle.
And the fact that you would do this to Jill. Jill
Yeah.
is the sweetest lady that I've ever met in my life. And you're cheating on her.
Think about that.
Think about that. So you've got 5 business
and
days.
also, does Mike know about this? Ask him that as well.
Because I'm going to tell him. And then he's going to be on your case too. You've got to sort this mess out. You need to tell Jill what's been going on. Break up with her. End it. I'm going to have to pick up the pieces.
For both
From
of
your
them.
mess. I'm going to have to pick up both of their pieces. That neither of them deserve you. You
Go
disgusting.
to the source. Go to the
Yeah.
source. And what would you do if Brian said, "No, I'm not saying nothing"?
I say, well, right.
What do you do?
You dial Jill right now, Jill, in front of his face.
But then your best friend of 10 years is going to say, "I asked you not to do that. I trusted you. You're supposed to be my best friend of 10 years."
we're going to get Jill and Sarah in the same room.
Fuck. That's going to explode. Yeah.
I gathered you both here today. Sarah, we need to put these wrongs right. This can't go on. Sarah, I can't allow you to keep sleeping with a man who's got a girlfriend. I can't. I love you. You're my best friend. It's only going to start hurting you more in the long run.
Yeah.
I'm doing this out of love for you.
This is tough love.
This is tough love and you need
Because
it. Yes,
Sarah, you're an adult and our actions have consequences. Okay?
Exactly.
And that's a tough lesson to learn.
exactly.
Face the consequences of your actions.
Jill,
Brian.
I know you're thinking, what the fuck is going on? We've got something awful to share with you. Sarah, please.
Take it away.
What would you like to let Jill know? Sarah.
Say
Jill,
it.
I'm so sorry about this. Sarah. Yes, you heard right, Jill. She has been sleeping with your boyfriend.
Oh, gonna ruin Jill's day.
Gonna ruin Jill's week at least. But it's got to be done.
Truth needs to come out.
Yeah, and then, hopefully Brian can really Mike
Can give Brian a talking
can
to.
give Brian a think, what the fuck are you doing? You're 27 years old.
Sort it out
Grow
at your
up.
big age.
Jill is a lovely lady. She would have given you the world.
And so would Sarah.
And so would Sarah. I mean, you've got the cheek to mess them around and get so much in Sarah's head that she,
that my own girlfriend has got dragged into this.
Yeah.
She hasn't been sleeping at night.
she hasn't. And you did that to all 3 of these women.
Yeah, think about that.
Yeah. So we're going to get Jill and Sarah. No, we're going to Brian.
The truth has got to come out
So that
now.
was just if he was saying, I ain't saying nothing.
First, you're going to go to Brian and you're
Yeah.
going to say, look, I know. Doesn't
Cut
matter
the
how.
act. Cut the act.
Yeah. You've been caught red-handed. You've got
Cut the
3
act.
days.
Yeah.
I'll be checking in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also maybe talk to Brian and say, if this is your friend of a couple of years, say, are you all right? What's going on? Are you not happy with Jill? Is something
yeah.
maybe
Did you
try and
never-
get to the source of why he actually has cheated on Jill?
Yeah, because
Because they've been together for 1.5 years. You thought they seemed quite happy.
Well, I wonder if he's cheated on her with other women. Or has he just
I get the vibe that it's just has gone back to
So
his
he's just got an
ex.
infatuation with Sarah, obviously. Well, it's
Kindling that old romance.
that's my worst nightmare.
Me too.
That's my worst
Especially
nightmare.
for Jill to be cheated on by a boyfriend with his ex.
That's something that takes so long to recover from.
It's way more than just being cheated
Because
on.
you're thinking, oh, you never really wanted to be with me then. from the first
You were just missing her.
conceptualization of our relationship. You've been missing Sarah this whole year and a half.
And even if he hasn't, that's what it's going to feel like.
That exactly. He probably even hasn't, but it's gonna feel like that, and you're gonna think everything was a lie, and he never meant anything because Sarah was always in the back of his. That actually makes
the
me feel
person who's going to take this
physically
the hardest
sick.
is Jill.
Jill needs some love and Sarah, girl, I love you,
But you're all right. You can
knew
chill
what
out
you
for
were
a
doing.
sec, yeah.
You knew what you were doing in this instance, and you need to take a big long break from Brian.
Jill needs some TLC.
Jill has just been cheated on with Brian's ex, and it's an affair. This is an affair. This isn't just a snog.
No. Poor
This
Jill.
isn't just a club snog.
Get to the source. That
Yeah.
would be our advice.
But you know what would be quite good? I'd go to my boyfriend Mike and say, Mike, listen to what has been going on. And say,
I would have to.
Yeah,
I
I
couldn't
couldn't
keep it in.
I couldn't bloody keep it in. Sorry,
No.
Sarah.
Sorry, Sarah.
No.
Because then I would say, have you got any weird vibes from Brian? Have you had whispers that
'Cause
he
Sarah was
wasn't
being
happy with
secretive
Jill?
to me, you know.
Yeah, like we need some more intel
Has he
here.
said that he doesn't want to be with Jill?
Yeah.
Like, what has he said about Jill? Because
What? I need to get into the mind
he's
of
been
Brian. I need
cheating
to
on her for
know.
2 months with his ex.
The truth's going to come out now,
Yeah.
and Sarah's going to have to deal with it. She's fine. It's Jill that I'm worried about.
And poor Jill.
Well, she deserves better.
Jack and Jill went up the hill.
Jill needs to go and find her Jack. Get up that hill.
Exactly.
Bucket of water.
Get up that hill, au natural.
This is Sophia and Cinzia bringing you a broadcast.
An urgent message.
interrupting
This
the
is
viewing.
an urgent appeal. This is an urgent message. We need
From
you
your founders. We need you.
to
Subscribe.
absolutely. We do.
To
we
this
never
channel
ask,
right here. We don't ask much from you lot. We don't.
Yeah, we rarely ask for this stuff, but we'd like to get to 100,000. We want that plaque. It's important to us.
That's true. We never had a plaque.
Because you know where that plaque can go?
right here.
Right here on our new shelf.
On this bad boy.
We need to decorate this bathroom right up.
We do.
And we've
So-
never received a plaque in our life. And everyone else seems to have plaques.
We've never had a plaque.
So
make
if
it
you would
happen,
wish,
please.
this is the urgent call out. Please, thank you.
Enjoy the rest of the episode.
So we've got my fiance's female co-worker, work wife, if you will.
Oof,
Is-
dare I say.
Dare I say, is obsessed with him. Okay.
Yikes.
Yikes. Hi, gorgeous girly whirlies. Always knew I will write in. But never thought it would be about my fiance. Yeah, we need to remember that
Fiancé.
this is a fiance. This is no boyfriend.
What? This is no toy boy.
This
This is I'm taking your last name kind of shit.
This is serious relationship stuff.
Fuck.
I feel like I'm going insane. I need your advice. Full stop.
Not even an exclamation mark and a love
full
heart. She's
stop.
serious.
Yeah. Me and my Brian have been together for 6 amazing years.
Congrats.
Congrats. We had some small problems in the first year, but after that, everything was a pure fairy tale. He's everything I ever wanted and more. I know he's faithful and he treats me amazing, but in capitals.
Always the butts.
He started working at a new place about a year ago. Isn't this terrifying?
Terrifying.
Everything could be going so well.
And you have to go and get a fucking new job.
New job. Don't ya? So he's been here for about a year at this new place. Most of the time, he is the only man in an office full of women. Outnumbered.
Oh.
But I never minded that, obviously. I
That would
trust
haunt
him.
my dreams. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I'd be going into work. I just pour you some lunch. Eyeing up.
Do you want a country? Shall we go? Do you and me want to go?
Send him in with a
Lunch,
photo
yeah.
frame of me next to the desk.
Yep. We'd be
Just
doing a
to-
Ross in Friends. Congratulations
on your first day at your brand new job. It won't be long until you're the boss.
And you know who will be there to support you. Your
You
one and only girlfriend. It's nice to have a
Ross.
girlfriend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got to mark that territory.
Mark that territory. Got to piss on him like the dogs do.
Yeah.
Mark
Piss on him
it.
so he walks in there stinking
Stinking
of
of
your
you.
piss and shit. Then they'll stay away. Oh, that would work. That would bloody work.
That would work.
Just a scoopful of your shit in his back pocket. That'd be avoiding him like the plague.
My girlfriend makes me carry around her feces.
My fiance keeps putting her shit on my clothes.
To scare other girls away.
She's also put my face on a voodoo doll. And quite frankly, it's petrifying. She keeps saying, she keeps howling at the moon when it's a full moon.
So opening her legs to the moon.
She keeps howling as well. She's spreading her legs. Yeah.
I think she's keeping Christmas
making
under my pillow.
potions when she scoops at my poo. She's putting in a potion pot. Okay.
She's reading all these weird books.
She's also took my blood in the night. We'll have to go to the police. Okay. Right. Okay.
So your boyfriend is one of many.
But I love him. I trust him. It was never a problem.
Yeah.
It's, he's my fiance.
Yeah.
That's just where he works, and he comes home to me who he loves.
Where does he work?
A fucking
Girls
beautician.
Are Us?
Yeah, a beautician's place. He's a spray tanner.
Yeah.
Everyone else is
works in a nail shop.
yeah, he's a masseuse.
Yeah, there's a lot of men masseuses
Yeah,
though.
I've been had a massage by a male masseuse before.
Mm-hmm.
So
where would he
maybe
work? Where it was exclusively women?
At a makeup academy. Oh no, it wouldn't though. No. I think this is just it happened so that
A
women are all in the world.
female-dominated industry he is working in.
Yes, but he's got a passion for it also.
Passion for fashion.
Absolutely. Okay, here we go. But I never minded. I trusted him. Well, here we go. A girl's name kept coming up a bit too much.
Oh, no, you fucking don't. Oh, no, you don't.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, Sarah said the funniest thing at lunch. Oh, yeah, Sarah told me to watch that. Yeah, well, Sarah actually said...
Oh, funny you mentioned that. Sarah's actually
One
telling me...
more time, Brian. One more time.
Sarah's actually telling me that, I would like it. She said I would like it. So Sarah knows you well enough to know what you'd like and don't like.
I beg your fucking pardon? Sarah's got these really cool... I think they'd suit you. She's got these really cool trainers. I think you look good in them. So you want me to try Sarah now?
Sarah had this gorgeous red dress on today.
I think me and Sarah are just going to get a drink after work.
I think I might throw Sarah a surprise birthday party or something.
Do you know what? Let me just call her. Hi, Sarah. Oh, that's so funny. Sarah would love that. Let me send it to her.
Oh, that one was that crossed the line, that one. Oh, she just sent me a TikTok. Let's watch this together. Right. Okay.
I think I'm going to start running with Sarah.
I think I actually could start spinning class with Sarah before work.
One Rebel. It's close to our office.
Then we can shower together. Not together, obviously, but we can shower and then make our way to the office.
Yeah.
And grab a breakfast on the way.
Yeah.
Too far. So, I mean, here we've got, let's call her Anna.
All right.
I mean, for continuity.
Let's go with Sarah.
For continuity.
Continuity.
We'll go with Sarah. So a girl's name kept coming up a little bit too much. So it got my attention. Let's call her Sarah. He often goes to events in different cities for work for 1 to 2 days. I know she's always there too.
Oh, not the different cities.
Not the night stays, the hotel check-ins.
Not the hotel stays.
I finally met her last month and I wasn't happy. Oh, I'm so sorry. I really am. Like, this is actually my worst nightmare. Like, oh my God. So he's been there.
I would crumble.
I would cry. So he's been there for a year. We only met her last month and I wasn't happy.
So she's pretty stunning then, isn't she? If you weren't happy, let's be honest.
I know, and among
you
other
saw her
things,
as a threat, unfortunately. Let's say it how it is.
She was, yeah. There was a vibe, and when there's that vibe,
you know there's
that vibe. Okay. But also it could have just been how Brian was acting. You know, why did she feel the need to caress the nape of her back?
Well, it's like, Sarah, what do you want? Aperol Spritz, usual? Yeah, I'll get it.
You've not ate, Sarah. Eat something.
Sarah didn't eat her lunch.
Yeah, like, come on. Like, so I wasn't happy. I went to do some work at one of their events in another city for 3 days. Sarah is a pick-me girl, hating on all women but being extra friendly with all men, especially my man, my fiance. On the first evening I met her, Brian and her were acting like besties, laughing, making jokes that only they understood. Her following us everywhere and acting like she knows nothing about me.
Oh no.
When I know she does. Oh, sorry, what's it? What is it that you do? Yeah, I doesn't
really speak about you.
That's not nice.
No.
Well, because, you know, if there was no threat there, no potential of anything, then when you're meeting like said bestie of your fiance, of your boyfriend, it's like, I've heard so much great things about you. So happy to finally meet you.
Oh my God, Brian, you're so lucky. Wow.
Yeah,
you're so gorgeous.
Yeah, wow.
Love your dress.
Yeah, it's genuine nice vibes.
But it's genuine, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not patronizing.
Yeah.
You can just feel it, can't you?
It's an energy,
Yeah.
right? So the following days, so obviously you're there on this little trip too.
Yeah.
The following days, she kept doing weird things, but because she was being inappropriate with some other married men, I blamed it all on her. Oh, so she's doing this with
Just doing the
others.
rounds. Well, that's got to bring you some comfort.
Some comfort. Today, I'm again at one of their events, and I'm going to be here for the whole week. Pray for me. The event started yesterday, and I realised something. Brian is indeed getting most attention from her. They have a comfortability that worries me. She is obsessed with him, always hitting him,
Play
throwing
fighting.
things at him, pretending to strangle him with things.
Oh.
Stop.
Okay. Really?
No, that is so inappropriate.
Stop.
And you're right there.
Ew.
And what's she strangling with? A piece of string?
A tie?
Her fucking belt.
Oh,
His
no.
own tie, of course.
No.
Tying his tie for him and then pretending to, strangling you.
You could
Ooh,
just
is that
take it
too
off.
tight? Is that too tight around your neck? Okay.
Oh, no.
This is not good.
This is not the vibe.
Pretending to strangle him with things, laughing at his jokes like she can't breathe.
Oh, please, he's not that funny. He's my own boyfriend.
But the even bigger problem, this is the bigger problem, is that he interacts with all of this in a positive way. He laughs, makes funny sounds for her, letting her sit so close to him that her body is touching his. So
Brian's going to have to change his job, I'm afraid.
He is always all over me, talks about me all the time when he's at work. All his other co-workers have told me he does.
Oh, that's sweet.
He always hugs me and kisses me, talks about our wedding and how amazing I am.
Oh, well, that's lovely.
So I raised the problem with him a couple of times, but it always came down to she's his manager. And he hates all the attention, but he loves his job. And he's scared that Sarah can cause him problems with the boss if he's not nice to her. Right. So that's his.
That's his defense.
And I believed it up until yesterday. He doesn't look forced.
No.
He's enjoying the attention. They
course he is.
literally look and act like work besties. Last night didn't go well at all. I'm told him I'm done being fooled by him and that I want to postpone the wedding. Yes. Well, yes, because my future husband can't be this close to a female co-worker. This is not something I'm willing to put up with as a wife. Yeah, absolutely.
Too fucking
Yeah.
right.
Hear,
You
hear.
tell him. Hear,
Yeah,
hear. I'm not
Hear.
marrying this kind of man.
No.
This isn't going to be my husband. Boundaries, please. Respect me.
No, seriously. It's respect. It's like
It's
okay,
just not
common.
appropriate.
It's not-
That's all it is. It's just not appropriate.
And like even like I appreciate, his response might have, like, oh, she's my boss, I've got to keep her happy. But
No.
No.
You keep your boss happy by doing well in your job.
By exceeding in your work and your
being
deadlines.
overly friendly and close and playful and tactile with her is not has nothing to do with the performance in your job.
And he should have responded in that conversation saying, "I'm sorry, I've been making you feel like that, and I'm going to change that from now." You know, I just thought
I'm going to set more boundaries.
I'm going to set more boundaries.
I agree. I let them slip, and I'm sorry. I feel that we do have that level of comfortability. We've been friends. We work together very closely, but I appreciate and I can see from your point of view how this has gone over. This has crossed the line now, and it's not professional anymore. And this should be a professional relationship. So I will be redrawing my boundaries.
And you are the most important thing to me in my life. You're my future wife. Therefore,
whatever
you feel,
you say goes.
Whatever you say goes. And if that's making you uncomfortable,
your wish is my command.
Yeah,
you say jump, I say how high.
The fact that he was trying to justify it's not good. So he cried sobbing. And by the way, he's only just cried a few times in his whole life. So he took this serious. Good.
It
I'm
is
glad
serious.
I'm glad it hit home.
Because it's been stressing you out for weeks.
Oh, and told me he will quit and he will do anything for me.
Oh my fucking God.
Here.
Thing
is, I don't want him to quit. I want him to set boundaries. Yeah. How did it get this far? Like, why are we here? How did we get here?
How have we got to the point where we're calling off of our wedding because you couldn't set boundaries with a coworker?
Yeah. You know, how do we get here for her to feel that comfortable touching and teasing him? And why he didn't notice that this isn't okay until I had to explain it to him and potentially call off the wedding.
You had to make drastic measures to make him realize.
She's saying like quitting is not the solution. So now I'm like, second guessing the man I've picked to share my life with. Please let me know what you girls think. Sorry this is so long. Lots of love. A very sad Susan.
Holy shit.
This is real life,
This
Sophia.
is real life. Yeah. I mean, I have faith in Brian, and I do truly believe that your reaction to this situation, calling off, postponing the wedding, has made him take a big step back. I think he shat himself, and I think he's thought, oh my fucking God, I need to sort this shit out. Like, she wasn't joking when she
wasn't
said
joking, no.
that she wasn't sure about me and this girl at work. And I do believe that he will fix his actions going forward and make those boundaries clear and be strict with them. And I do think he will learn from this. I do.
Yes.
I don't think he's got ill intentions. I don't think he like fancies this girl at work. I think he just got a bit caught up with a girl at work. They have a playful relationship. He obviously was leaning into it a little bit. And I think he just got a bit carried away. And he obviously didn't realize the severity of your feelings about how uncomfortable it made you. But I think this has really woken him up and shook him. And I do think going forward, he will not make this mistake again, because he's had you kind of ripped his future away from him by being like, I'm not going to marry you if this is the kind of guy you are.
Because like, this can't be my
husband.
husband.
I think it's made him go, oh fucking shit, I need to step the fuck up and switch up my actions here. And I do think he will do that moving forward.
Because how awful is it where it's like, oh, well, he's got a wife, but you wouldn't know by the way he acts. That's horrendous. Oh, well, would you believe it? He's got a fiance, and look at him with Sarah now. Like, imagine that being spoken about your boyfriend or your fiance.
Was that someone going, you know, he's got a fiance? He never has. Has he?
Never mentions
Since
her, does he?
when?
Since when? I thought he
joking.
fancied Anna.
Exactly.
That is like that.
That's
that
the
shows
last
that
thing
your
you
whole
want.
vibe
is
off, and like that. You are not my future husband. You know that.
But I think he can be saved.
Yes, I think
he was crying. You know, he's very like PDA with you. Says he can't wait to marry you, hug, kiss, all that. And I do think this has like scared him enough. You've scared him into action. I do believe that.
Yes. So
just from the tone of the email.
So are we going to allow him to quit? Or
well,
are we going to
say to him, like, look, it's time for the big conversations now. You're about to get married. If anything, it's kind of good that you're having these conversations before you walk down the aisle.
Yeah.
And I think you just say like, look, quitting isn't going to solve the problem, because there's going to be girls
new workplace
who are overly friendly and pushing the boundary. anywhere we go. And it's about, you're the one in a committed relationship. You're the one that has to set the boundary. You're the one that cannot be overly friendly because you're clearly giving people the wrong impression. And even if you don't think you are, and even if it was all totally platonic, it's about me as your fiance and how that makes me feel. So as your fiance, my priorities and my feelings need to be top of your list.
Yeah.
So you need to be having professional boundaries at work. We're not getting overly personal. We're not getting overly tactile and playful and leaning into this
We're
banter.
not strangling each other.
We're not giving this energy. You're there to do a job. You're gonna become a married man.
Yeah.
You need to act like it.
There we go.
That's what I would
You
say.
literally say that. You literally just say what Soph's just said. Yeah, quitting's not going to solve it. There's going to be girls everywhere. Who's going to fancy a bit of you and want to get
you
a
need
bit
to
of...
change how you act.
Yes.
We can't control how anyone else
And
acts.
every minute you are walking this earth, living, breathing, I need to be at the forefront of your mind.
Because I am your wife.
Everything you do has to revolve around
Me
and how it's going to make me feel and whatever. And the same thing goes, I you're my husband.
and I will act the same.
And I will act
I
the
do act the
same.
same.
Yes. Thank you. End scene.
Good luck with that.
I'm so sorry about that. It's a
But
strangling.
I think it's good to have a little test before you get married. Honestly, maybe
Yeah.
you should go to couples counselling.
Just to
Because a lot of
navigate
people
this.
do pre-marriage counselling.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is where, we've not got issues. We're not on the brink. But it's just, this is where we have the big serious conversation where we lay out everything and we just get really before we take that step, I think it's quite a good idea.
I would do it.
Pre-marriage counselling.
I would do it.
Lay it all out there.
I would do it.
I would do it too.
I think it's very...
Before we make that next step.
Yeah, because
think
if
it's
we want
smart.
this to be a success,
Yeah. We have to treat it with respect.
Yeah.
It's a big decision.
we have to treat it with care, love
Yeah.
and affection.
Yeah.
Is that a song? Tender love and affection?
I need love and affection.
Affection.
Love. That's Rihanna. And Future, I believe.
Oh, thank you for that. Brilliant. Okay, moving on.
Gosh. So if you didn't know, we're in a leap year currently. And tomorrow will be 29th of Feb. We only see this every 4 years,
Can you
Chintz.
explain it to me?
Yes. Every 4th year, we get the 29th of February on the calendar.
So we don't usually have the 29th of Feb
No.
every year.
Stops
Wow.
at the 28th.
Who designed
We get
that then?
we get an extra day every
Who
4
designed
years.
that then? Who thought that would be smart?
The gods. That's correct, right? That's how a leap year works. Every 4th year, we get an extra day in February.
So yeah,
and
if-
my nephew is being registered on that day. How cool is that? So on his birth
Wow.
certificate,
How
it will
cool.
say Noah Tuxford, 29th of February.
How cool is
every
that?
4 years. Imagine if he was born on that day. He would
How-
only have his birthday
And he
every
could
4
have been.
years. He could have been. Crazy.
Wow.
So leap year proposals.
okay, and just there is that film, The Leap Year,
Yes.
which is great. I remember crying to that film.
Leap year proposal is this whole vibe that like women can propose
And women should propose.
on a leap year.
Propose on a
Like
leap
if the
year.
woman wants to propose, the leap year is her chance to do it. It's like those kind of
Yes.
vibes.
Okay.
So we have here a leap year proposal.
Got it.
Hey girls, I find myself in quite the predicament and could really use some insight. I've been navigating a roller coaster of emotions with this guy, Brian, from uni for a while now.
Okay.
Things were going brilliantly. Dates, walks, late night study sessions, you name it, we were doing
Oh,
it.
you guys.
Then out of nowhere, he falls ill and ends up in hospital. Whoa. Didn't see that coming.
Neither did I.
Understandably, he's distant during this time. And although it worries me, I chalk it up to the fact that he isn't really a big phone user and he's just dealing with other shit right now. Yeah.
Have you gone to visit him? I would assume so.
I think so. After a few weeks, he returns to uni, but he falls ill again, and he gets a flight home to Ireland for further treatment. We stay actively in touch, and he reassures me that he wants to continue our relationship despite the challenges and how it was just unfortunate timing.
Yeah.
Fast forward, he comes back, and we're back to spending every moment we can together,
Aw.
even amidst the stress of exams.
I'm glad he's back to health.
Then comes the night where everything changes. In the midst of a deep conversation, I jokingly ask when he's going to officially ask me out, and he drops a bombshell. He can't continue our relationship. His illness has reshaped his vision of the future, leading him to question his career path and his ability to commit to anything, including me.
He doesn't want to hurt you.
For context of this, he is studying medicine to become a doctor, and after seeing the other side of the hospital, he no longer wants to do this when he graduates. Okay. He graduates this year, whilst I graduate next. We both break down, and after much emotional turmoil and numerous chats, we end things. But the pain lingers, and on my last drunken night out before Christmas, I find myself in the arms of Steve, trying to fill the void.
Okay.
I spoke to Steve over Christmas, but due to the distance, it was very easy for me to act like I was talking to Brian still. Anyways, we come back to uni. I casually see Steve for a few weeks before he decided to leave me for his ex. God, you're really going through it.
Oh my
Which
God.
is fine because I never actually liked
Yeah.
Steve. He was just a distraction from Brian.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day, of course, as we know, fell on a Wednesday, which is a student sport night in my uni town where everyone ends up in the same place. I found myself really drunk and ended up talking to Brian this night. We ended up getting together again. The chemistry still being undeniable. He told me the next morning how he wasn't planning on drinking, then only started when we went to the club 40 minutes before he started talking to me. I dropped him off that morning. We exchanged a few texts in which he admits that he enjoyed it, but he can't dive back into our past and probably wouldn't have made those choices sober. In my head, though, he really couldn't have been that drunk if he'd only started drinking for 40 minutes before, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, my heart is breaking here.
So here I am, torn between my feelings for him and his reluctance to rekindle what we once had. Despite his reservations, I can't shake the feeling that we're meant to be together. I really do think we could work even when he graduates, as he's either heading to university only an hour away for his PhD or embarking on a year of travel before returning to that uni. Circumstances that won't really set us apart. We also share a lot of the same friends and they all really support us in our relationship. With the tradition of women proposing on February 29th looming, I'm contemplating pouring my heart out in a letter, laying bare all my emotions, even though he's expressed doubts about revisiting our past. Okay, so you're not thinking about proposing,
But
you're
it's-
just thinking in the spirit of the day.
Okay, because I was
let
getting...
me make my move.
not going to lie, I was getting a little worried
We
that
might not be ready for marriage
that
yet.
we were going to propose. Okay.
Should I take the leap and bare my soul, or should I
Absolutely.
accept his decision and move on?
Absolutely. We love love.
This is
He's, Oh, please.
What a sweetheart.
I think...
Aww.
Oh, you guys, on the Be Real. I think he's just...
He's gone through a lot.
He's gone through a lot. You know, he's had health scares. The last thing he wants to do, he cares about you so much. The last thing he wants to do is take you on this ride. You're falling in love, and then something else happens to him, and then
Yeah.
he doesn't want you to then be hurt and
Stay
worried
with
about him.
out
and,
of like, oh, I feel bad because he's...
he so badly wants it, but he doesn't want to hurt
Does he
you.
though?
Yes, they were crying together. He didn't care.
True.
He's just it's that he...
But then why on that night when they slept together? You know, was it like, if I was sober, I wouldn't have done that?
Because it was like, he doesn't want to hurt her. He doesn't, right? He's scared that you're going to get together, have this incredible, summer or whatever, fall in love. You're the one for me. Oh my God, I'm so happy I've met you. Oh my God, this is just right. And then come, August, he has another health scare, and he doesn't want to put you through that. I think it's that.
Yeah.
And I think, he had serious health scares. He was in the hospital. Like it was
Scary.
serious. It was scary. And he thought, I can't take a girl through
On
that.
this ride.
No, like I almost did it with her, and she doesn't deserve that. She deserves someone who's, fully healthy, and she doesn't want to have to go to the hospital with me and go to appointments, and she doesn't want to have to do that. And I want to
Unless
protect
it's
her from that.
actually not really even about you. And it's more just him being like, I've been through a lot.
I just need to.
This is not the time for me to be. I'm not in my relationship zone
Era.
right now. Like,
I'm in my
I've
healing
got bigger
era.
fish to fry.
Yeah.
I've got my health to think about.
Yeah.
I'm not in the headspace to even entertain a relationship right now.
Yep.
That could also be on his mind a little bit. Like, I'm not in the right place. to become a boyfriend and, do all this thing.
Partly because he doesn't want to have to worry you.
Yeah, possibly.
With stuff. And I think that was my instinct.
Yeah. The romancers in us want to believe that.
Yeah, and like him saying, I wouldn't have done that sober is like, I want you and I'm
worried
us,
about you.
But I can't take you along this journey because I don't know what's going to happen to me in 6 months' time.
And if health scares teach us anything, they teach us that life is short.
Exactly. That's why we're going to write the
so
letter.
we need to take a leap on the leap year, the leap day.
Yeah.
We're going to take the risk or lose the chance. And I think
watch the film Leap Year for some inspiration.
You yourself, like you need some answers now. And I think you either need that closure so you can move on.
Yes.
Or this is going to become something. So yeah, I agree with you. Let's write pen to paper. Let's get our thoughts out there. And look, I'm not afraid of this. I'm not afraid of us. I want to be with you.
I would walk through the harrows and the trenches.
Yeah, I'll cross the earth to be with you.
I would cross the moon. I would do anything to get to be with you.
I would charge the moon.
I would do all that.
I want this and I want us and everything that comes with being us.
And your health scare, it only told me that life is short.
And I wanted you
and
more.
I wanted you more and I wanted to be with you.
But I also, I need answers in myself and I can't keep pining after you if I'm not getting anything in return because you need to be fair to yourself also, okay? You need to bare your soul, but you also need to let him know, like, if you actually don't want to be with me and this isn't some like, because I love you so much. If you actually just don't because you're not
if
interested
this is all bullshit
and you're not in that zone right now, then like, I need to know so I can try and move on.
and fully heal from the spell you put me under.
I would write that letter in the spirit of the leap year once every 4 years. We don't get this chance very often, ladies.
So are we posting it through his dorm? Are we sending it in the mail?
I post it through the door. Cheap. I'm paying for a postage stamp.
Yes, but that's something quite romantic about it arriving from the postman. Don't you think?
A letter arrived for you.
Seriously, like it's addressed to you, like from the postman. I'd be like,
It's
what
quite
the
official.
fuck?
It's quite official.
Yeah, I think it's giving Hogwarts. It's giving. It's giving. Tradition.
Get everything you want out on that page.
Yes. Let him know you
Try
have no
and give
fear.
yourself closure almost from this letter.
You have no fear, and then if he doesn't reach out, that's our answer.
That's your answer.
But
Time to move on.
If he shows up on that full moon,
pouring outside with rain, standing outside, letter in hand. It's giving the Notebook, isn't it? You wrote me?
the ink is bleeding on the page. Isn't there a scene?
I got your letter.
Isn't there a scene in the Leap Year where it's raining and they're on that country road?
Could well be.
They're on a country
Not watched that in a
road.
long,
Neither
long, long
have I,
time.
but they're on
you
a...
need to watch that film to get to inspire this movement that you're feeling.
Seriously, because
But yeah, life is short. If you love someone, let them know. You know what you want. There's no harm in doing it. See what happens. See what he says, and hopefully, this time next month, you'll be feeling one way or the other.
It's only going to work out. Like we're either going to get closure fully, have no regrets. At least I told him how I felt.
Yeah,
I wrote
he knows
the letter.
everything. I've got nothing left unsaid.
Yes, and like it wasn't meant to be, or he's gonna like finally break down and be like, oh, it is you that I want, but I was just scared. Brilliant. Snog, 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 kiss, 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 dancing in the rain.
Brilliant.
Love it. Wow, I'm pitching it right
Beautiful scene.
I hope it's at a thunderous night with the most pulsating full moon.
Yeah, his t-shirt soaked, your dress soaked,
his hair just on his forehead. He had a bit of a
rainy kiss. Romance. Good luck.
Oh, I'm so please.
And if anyone is proposing on this leap year, i.e. tomorrow, a couple of days, please let us know. We're dying.
Please, we're going to base our whole episode next week around that.
But it's tomorrow.
But we can still talk about it next week.
Yeah, any leap year.
If we had any success stories or non-success, but we also need an update on said situation.
On the letter.
Please.
Put yourself out there.
Because
Tell
the
them how you
tagline
feel.
in One Day, if anyone's watched One Day, we're not going to get into that now. But the tagline is, tell them how you feel.
Simple as that.
Simple as that. So we're going to let him know exactly how we feel, so that we're not going to have this one day situation where
What ifs?
where it's what ifs, and yeah, maybe he goes traveling, comes back, then you see each other again, and the feelings come back, and then but I've got a boyfriend, he wants to be with me, and then we know the story, we've seen it many times since
been here
2011 with
before.
Miss Anne Hathaway. Otherwise, we're not going to be boyfriend girlfriend till we're 35,
45.
45, and we could have been together at 21.
All these years we've lost.
All those years by just not saying how we felt. So let's get a quill and get some fresh ink.
And get right.
You could even press your own paper. People make their own paper.
spray the paper with some perfume.
You could go into the forest, slice a bit of wood, and people paper mache. Have you seen that lady on TikTok who makes the paper?
No.
It's like from all scraps, and then she makes this potion and puts all the scraps.
Wow.
It's like a paper mixture, and then you press it out and let it dry, and she's made paper.
So you could do that if you
So
really
we
meant
could
it.
do that, paper made on
Yeah. I made this paper for you.
Yeah. And it's infused with your blood and your, your stuff.
Bringing it full circle back to the witchcraft.
Bringing it full circle. Like, this paper is a slice of me, quite literally. Your
Okay, I think it's better we stop things there because it's getting a bit dark now.
Your fingernails are in it.
Okay.
Right.
Should we find a quote?
Yes, please. Yes.
God. There's this
hit
thing I
us.
found here, 8 truths
Yeah.
that changed my life.
Oh,
Listen to one
okay.
of them. This will make you think.
Yeah.
Just because a relationship has lasted a long time doesn't mean it's working.
Oh, classic.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the same as
Changed behavior is the only real apology. That goes out to
There
the
we go.
Mr. McFlirty
Mr.
Flirterson.
McStrangle. Literally Mr. McStrangle.
This could be Mr. McStrangy Smokerson as well. Self-respect comes from self-control. You'll never respect yourself if you're a slave to people-pleasing and external validation.
Yes.
Stop people-pleasing,
There
Brian.
we go.
Have some self-respect.
Yes. Oh, well, I think that was lovely. I reckon we could end there.
You think that was a good enough
Yes, I
quote
do.
to round it
I
off?
do. I think it was effective, to the point, makes sense, relate to what we've spoken about today. That was lovely.
Brilliant. Pinterest is a magical place if you dive into it,
No,
isn't it?
honestly, scrolling on Pinterest is so calming.
It's a form of therapy.
It's calm. And the algorithm is so strong.
It's very accurate.
It's truly everything that you are
Want.
looking for and wanting. It's
clever.
So
Clever little
good.
thing, that app.
And it's always nice when I see myself on there.
Please. Please.
Or if I see you, oh, there's Sophia. Oh my God, on Pinterest.
That's your algorithm thinking that you'll like what I'm putting
Yes.
out.
Ooh.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for listening. Happy Wednesday. Happy leap year. Happy proposing. Good luck,
Happy
ladies, if you're out
leaping.
there.
We should all get the day off work on the 29th.
I think we should. Yeah, that'd be quite nice. Bank holiday.
We should reach out to the king.
How do we feel about a little cheeky work day off, Charles?
Charles.
So if you would like an extra episode of the podcast every single
Yes.
week, you can get it over on Patreon. We have bonus episodes every single Monday. Twice a week you can see these faces.
We do. And there's a group chat there. It's an actual chat.
Yeah, it's
where
really
you can
cute.
chat with everyone in the group chat. It's very
busy.
cool. It's busy.
Email your dilemmas to hello@theghostbathroom.com.
Follow us on YouTube. If you didn't know, we are on YouTube. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and make sure you're emailing us in. And we'll see you on Monday in the group chat. And we'll see you next Wednesday if you're just over.
Happy leaping.
Happy leaping. Goodbye.
Bye.